Today is Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is our recap of Survivor 48, Week 2.
This episode's titled Humble Traits, and that was spoken by Charity. And that was quite a unique segment, but we will get to that in a minute. Previously on Survivor, welcome everyone to Season 48. Kyle sees a turtle. Kyle likes turtles. Eva and Joe make a connection, and Joe declares, "She's with me. I got her." Say finds an idol. It's 4 versus Steph, and Steph is out, and Say wants to know, who voted for me? Night 3, we're back at the Vula tribe camp, and they ask Mary, do you want to talk it out now?
I don't think Mary really wanted it.
Well, it's definitely going to be awkward since she was the odd person out. But yeah, they dive right in. You lied to my face, and you lied to my face.
Well, and Mary did not buy when Say was saying that.
Say was being contrite.
Oh, no, I'm fine with it. No problem.
We can grow. It's just that I wasn't expecting my name.
Hold grudges.
Yeah.
I'll get her next time.
But she's feeling safe. She's going to sleep sound because she's got her idol. She's got her core 4 going. Next up, Mary's gone.
Yeah. And Mary said, I got God.
Yes. That's a phrase we'll return to at the end, too.
Yep.
Okay, bouncing over to the Civa camp on day 4. This is a 2-day game cycle, day 4, day 5 only. And we learned that Charity's got some janky toes.
And David said, we're all family.
And he can't have anyone getting more attention than him. So there's Charity's toes.
He was just sharing.
So he wants everyone to know that he has 4 nipples. Wait, well, he's got residual nipples now. He said they were removed when he was 12, the 2 extras.
Yeah.
Charity asks Mitch, what's your
humble trait, Mitch?
Yeah, well, there's this little problem I have with speech.
A small speech impediment.
Oh, he handled that so gracefully.
He really
that
did, didn't he?
Cracked me up.
Awesome.
And then she was like, I'm such a dummy.
Everyone up.
Yeah.
They were all just...
They were having a good time.
Yeah, they were.
And we find out that Chrissy has an extremely deep belly button, unnaturally deep. And Kyle believes that he's had a callus on his finger for 10 years. That just
funny.
I lost it. Yeah, that was crazy. That he, because you could tell he literally thought that his feelings were hurt when they're like, "Okay, Kyle, that's a wart." Everyone's telling him that's a wart.
He's like, no. I don't have wart.
Yes.
I just have a little callus on my...
And then he called an end to the humble traits discussion.
Yeah.
He didn't want any more of that.
No more humble traits.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Bouncing over to Laggy on day 4. They got no one lagging, Eva decries. Everyone's working together.
Decries?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exclaims. You better with exclaims. They were all out in the water together, and she's celebrating how wonderful they are.
So Star runs off and looks for an idol.
Well, before that, because there was a catalyst for that.
Okay.
Thomas realizes, we're going to have to sit somebody out. Yes, we're this incredible team, but someone's going to have to sit out. Who might that be? And this is a great demonstration.
The Star basketball player.
This is a great demonstration of Eva's inability to perceive how what she's saying is going to be received. Because she says, well, it can't be me, Joe, and Shauhin because we're the physical component. And she left Star out of that. Yeah. And then she says, well, and Thomas and Bianca do puzzles, so it must be Star. And I got the feeling from Shauhin's question that Star might have been sick. We don't often hear about that. It's very frequently someone will be sick for several days right at the beginning of the season. It's like it's such a shock to the body and the dramatic decrease in food and everything that's going on can sometimes
Lack of sleep.
yeah, just wipe people completely out. And they end up getting physically ill. So maybe that was the case. I don't know. But yeah, that does prompt Star to resume her idol hunt, back on the search again.
Well, she actually said she didn't know if anyone wanted to work with her.
So I liked her process. I liked getting to hear all that during this tribe time at the beginning. And I guess to her credit, this is pretty late to be coming to this realization. Maybe it was because she was sick and she couldn't put the energy in, or maybe it was because she isolated herself. I don't know for sure, but it was good to hear her work through that. Just asking that question, does anyone actually want to work with me? Am I needed, she asked.
And how can I make my game more significant?
Mm-hmm. And bingo, she puts some more work in and finds a beware advantage and promptly loses her vote. She knew about the animal signs, so it seemed to me like this puzzle was maybe, I was just looking at it, and because they had the key where they matched up the animals,
yeah.
And then there was a little gap in each place, which I thought that was really clever. I liked that part of it, to find the letter that way. It was a little tricky to see, at least initially for us watching, because
they didn't have the color element.
Right, they didn't have the color element, and the key was actually the inverse of the painted animal.
Yep.
And so when I first looked at the key, my brain hadn't flipped the inverse yet, and I was like, wait a second, what is she trying to match to? But when I went back and looked at it, oh, okay, that's the dolphin's head that she has to line up, and then she can see the letter I coming off the fin, the way it's oriented. It seemed like that might have been the easier one to work out, to get the letters at first, but then we see she decides, I'm not going to figure this out. So she goes to Joe for help, and then Joe immediately punts and says, we need to bring in Shauhin.
Well, and he didn't want them to think, that he wasn't still with them. Mm-hmm. He seemed very concerned about that. He didn't want to get caught for them thinking that he was
aligning with Star.
Yeah.
Going his own way.
So... And because, let's face it, Shauhin can be much more devious than Joe can.
Yeah, this was...
Probably Joe knows it.
This was a really interesting sequence, the way this all played out. I loved all this. And, some of the stuff you get on the castaways this time is funny stuff, like the janky toes and the extra nipples and deep belly buttons and calluses for warts and all that. But this one has some more gameplay-oriented elements in it, because he's going around and he realizes, I'm not getting all these letters exactly. I think I've made some mistakes. And wait a second, I think I need to slow down and think this through for a second.
Because he first said, well, I can figure this out. But then he's like, well, but
Should I?
Wait a minute.
Do I want to?
Do I want to sabotage her? Do I want to vote her out?
I like that. Slow down or sabotage. Yeah. I was surprised when they came back from commercial. We're staying with Loggy there on day 4. And we see Star reaching out to Thomas and Bianca now. So she's brought in 2 more.
Well, the fact, I think, that Joe and Shauhin didn't solve it for her
immediately deliver, that prompted her.
I mean, wouldn't that make you a little suspicious that they might be going to try to figure it out and do it themselves?
I wonder if it was that, or it was just that she finally got her head in game mode and she's like, I'm reaching out. I need to make more connections.
Yeah, I need to make
because she asked Thomas what seemed to be the question that really flipped the switch, which was, where's your head at? And he said, you're asking about gameplay? Because he had kind of written her off, I think. And then he tells her, I've been waiting for you to reach out to make that effort so we could have that discussion.
And then they think too, whoa, she has no vote. We can vote her out.
This is it. We've got it lined up perfectly for the kill.
It's like, oh, goodness.
And he has the discussion that I think strategically really set the tone here for all this that's happening. Thomas ends up talking to Shauhin about the whole thing.
Yeah, full circle.
And Thomas says, well, what if the clue disappears? Now, I wonder if that's actually technically possible.
Let's just lose it.
Right. Then you'll be somewhat off the hook.
That's not a real lose. They're hiding it from her clue from her.
Actively, yeah.
Yeah, and so,
my first thought was, I wonder if you could really do that, if they could have gone down that path. But that doesn't really matter because the result is Shauhin
didn't want to do it.
Well, he had an immediate direction. Because I think the way I imagine it went down in his head was, I didn't think of that. Thomas just thought of that. I got a problem. Thomas is already out thinking me. And that spooked him.
Could be.
And that ends up being like even the more significant element here.
Well, and then so he goes and tells Joe about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good. How everybody's keeping they're keeping each other together on it. Joe to Shauhin, Shauhin to Joe.
No, they're not keeping everybody together because nobody went to Eva.
Well, yeah, and this is where Star catches up with them at that point too, with Shauhin and Joe having that.
Out.
He said, yeah, Star, I've brought in Bianca and Thomas, but I want Eva out because she's already coming for me. And Joe's not having that.
Nope. He already feels a responsibility to her, unfortunately. But
those are some good little quick confessionals with him, the little cuts.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks I'm with them. Now what? And
that can get you voted
you
off
get to see, how the emotional connections between the castaways, how that's a heavy weight on him.
But at least now he does tell Eva about it. So she's in the loop at that point.
Everybody knows, although Star still doesn't have it yet. So
yeah, she doesn't. But she doesn't have a vote either, and they all know that now.
Right. So right now she continues to be unarmed. So is she better off? Possibly.
No, not necessarily, and especially since they're planning to sit her out of the challenge. So if they wanted to throw it, they could.
Right.
So anyway.
So it's obviously important to watch how that goes down, but there's really no talk of that. So but that's
gives
a possibility.
You a lot to think about, though, all the different things and directions this could go. And
and that's where part of where my question was coming from. Now, is Star better off after all this, even though she's lost her vote, and because she's finally made some in-game connections, and she didn't have that before day 4.
Has she really?
Well, to the best of what she could do, she's reached out. She doesn't know about she suspected that a lot of things had happened without her, and that is the case. So she's maybe she's a day late and a dollar short.
Yeah. Feels like she kind of missed the boat already.
At least she knocked on the door. She didn't completely miss the opportunity.
She's open to it. Yeah. And they now know if they want to make moves against other people that they see as stronger strategic players. That was hard for me to say. Strategic players, then she's a number for them. So in that respect, I think she's better off. But I don't know. They know she doesn't have a vote, and she could be an easy vote off.
Well, okay, let's go check in with Vula on day 4. The flies are swarming. They have a discussion about, hey, maybe we should go wash off. I think we stink. And Justin's got a fly buddy that's been following him around for days.
Says a lot, Justin.
He might be off gassing some of that old pizza. But Kevin's idea is that, hey, maybe we should go rinse off. So we see Cedrek, Kevin, and Justin talking.
Yeah, the guys.
Yes. And the big question is, are we going to vote out Mary or are we going to vote out Say? And this is where Kevin pitches the Say vote, which is what we thought might be a possibility.
Mary. Expected that. And he really wants to get rid of the idol.
Yes. Well, he and rightly so. That is the biggest threat to his ongoing game. Someone's got more power than he does, and he's not tightly aligned with that person.
Well, even more so, he wants that idol out to play because he has no control over it. And certainly don't blame him for that.
Okay, bouncing back over to the Lagi tribe, we get a short little discussion from Shauhin about, this is sort of, I think he's doing a a legacy survivor kind of tribute thing. This is almost like the island coconut phone reference. So he declares that they've got Wi-Fi out there, and the Wi-Fi password is dig48, and then they've got their electrical outlets. They've got a place to charge their devices. He's carved all these little things in the tree. Did you see that? Or
No.
Okay.
I think I missed all of that.
Okay.
I think I missed that.
That's what that was about. And then the boat comes, because now we're on to the journey portion of the episode. So that was just a little comic interlude before the boat arrived, and they all find out they've got to send one person on a journey from each tribe. And they've actually spelled out how to make the decision for who that person's going to be this time. I don't think they've done that previously.
Yeah. Well, and which I guess made it more fair, since all the tribes did the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the end result was Thomas, Mitch, and Mary won the journey.
Yes, I wasn't so keen on Mary getting that.
Yeah.
She really did not want her to be the one to go. But you could hear them clearly say, hey, we're going to do a practice round. They did the practice round, Cy won it, and she declared, well, I'm going.
Yeah.
Well, and Mary wasn't having that, so she called her on it.
Yeah, but it was Kevin that said, oh no, that was practice.
Well, that's what they had agreed to.
I know.
Yeah.
But then she seemed actually quite
She really wanted them.
and irritated.
Yeah, that they didn't let her cheat to go on it.
Exactly. Why didn't you just let me do it, Jim?
Right.
In other words, she would have bulldozed her way through it.
Right.
If they hadn't.
Yeah.
If they'd have just stayed behind her.
Yeah.
That didn't work that way, and Mary got to go.
I liked over on Civa, Kamilla was explaining it, and she gave an example where Mitch won because he threw a 2, and I think that's exactly how he won and ended up going. She's like, do this, Mitch, and you can go. That's what it almost seemed like. Yeah, but Say declares, this is the worst case scenario with Mary going. And look, she's even excited. And then she tells him, keep waving. She raises her arm, and then she sniffs her armpit.
Right?
Because she realized, whoa.
Maybe I need to go shower too.
I should have joined them for the rinse. That was my takeaway, at least. Okay, on to the journey on day 4. So you got Mitch, Thomas, and Mary going on the journey. And Mary declares, this could be my shot. This is it. And so they each have to pick a direction. 2 of them left to right on the beach, and then one path into the jungle. So Thomas goes left, Mitch goes right down the beach, and Mary heads into the station in the jungle. And then they find out that they have to race the sand timer, the hourglass timer, to rearrange numbered blocks and to get them in order. And if you fail, you lose your vote. And I really thought maybe we would see someone do that move where they just decide, look, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna lose my vote. I'm not gonna participate. But that did not happen. Everyone decided to play.
Everyone wanted to play, and if they won, they got an advantage.
Yeah.
But it's really nice they didn't get the same advantage. I like that.
Thomas quickly declares, this is the most pressure ever. I do all kinds of high pressure things at work, and this is way beyond that. And Mitch was coaching himself, don't panic, don't panic. And we see Thomas have a meltdown. His brain goes blank.
And Mitch was impressive.
Yes, he was.
Go Mitch.
Yeah, he was really cool through the whole thing and delivered. So he gets the first solve, and then you're wondering, okay, is it going to be Thomas, Mary, both, one, the other? And then Thomas somehow gets it together in time, and then cut to Mary, and the hourglass is empty. She has lost her vote. So Thomas ends up with a steal a vote advantage. Mitch ends up with a block a vote advantage, which is also a blind block.
Yes,
no one will know who did
better.
it. Yeah, definitely.
The player will not know who did it.
Mitch says that he is living his dream. He's out there playing Survivor and winning advantages.
Yeah.
He was able to deliver under pressure.
Awesome.
Okay, we come back to the Vula camp on day 4 after the journey, and Mary tells them all that she has lost her vote.
She tells the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Then they flip over to Thomas, and he lies.
Yep.
I would have expected nothing less.
He says, look, you got to keep these kinds of things secret in his confessional. So he tells him, I chose not to play. I did not want to risk my vote.
There you go.
So he doesn't want anyone to know that he has an advantage.
And, as expected, Mitch told the truth, too.
Mm-hmm.
But they all seemed genuinely happy for him. They didn't start plotting right
initially.
out.
Yeah. Yeah, Charity was really celebrating with him. Said, hey, that's so cool. You got your hero moment right here on day 4.
Well, some of them don't like Charity, but obviously Mitch isn't one of those.
Right.
So they have a genuine connection.
But David tells us he doesn't trust Mitch. He's playing hard like Charity is, and declares that, hey, my 4, we need to go out and find that beware advantage.
I thought David did like Mitch. He doesn't like Charity.
He said he didn't trust Mitch because he's playing hard like Charity was.
I guess I missed that.
So David rallies Kamilla and Kyle and Chrissy to go on a hunt. So Chrissy and Kamilla are hunting together. David and Kyle are hunting together.
Well, David convinces the other 4, so I guess Mitch isn't in with their 4, or, he's not the 5th.
Yeah, they don't need him for the majority to control the vote to get Charity out, which seems to still be tracking. David declares, I want to show the world how good I am. I want to find this idol, this beware advantage. And Kyle promptly finds it.
Yes. There you go, David.
Kyle loses his vote. But they too go directly to their alliance members, to Kamilla and Chrissy, and share that they found it. And Kyle turns it over to Kamilla, who in short order...
Even try.
Right, no, yeah. He's like, why would I try? I've got Kamilla.
Can't do this,
yeah.
And he just flat asked her to do it for him.
Yep, and then she cracks the code.
Yeah.
No problem.
Okay.
I play games every night before I go to sleep. This is no different. And it looks like she got it just as quick as Cedrek got the other one. I
was like, oh, this one's listened too.
Nope.
It's got all the same letters.
Yeah, that was cool. She went through some of the ones that Josh had listed like silent too.
I was like, oh, she got it. Listen. And then it was like, no, this one isn't listen.
And list. And so Kyle gets his vote back, and he has a hidden immunity idol. Way to go, Kamilla.
Yeah.
He chose well.
He did.
Okay, immunity reward challenge on day 5. Bring in the boats, Proch declares.
And he directly asked Mitch a question, and Mitch has trouble answering with his stutter. And I thought it was pretty cool that Probst asked him, look, what should we do? Mm-hmm. Should we wait for you to finish? Should we try to help? Or what would you like for us to do? Because he first said, when Probst said, would you like help? He said, yeah. Mm-hmm. But then...
he clarified, right?
He clarified that, well, he would really prefer
if you just hang in there.
Just hang in there with
Let me get there. Yeah. The thing that stood out to me, I mean, that was a great moment and all, and he started talking about the flint, and I thought, Mitch, that's not what he asked. But it ends up being this good moment and helps answer a question that I'm sure a lot of people have had in that situation. So, okay, what'd you think of this challenge?
It was different. I kind of liked it. It was a little unique.
Yeah, you got to climb up on a high platform, dive off.
Well, one person did.
Yeah. Well, they all jumped from there.
Yeah, but one had something special.
In the beginning, in the first part of it, each tribe has to pick a person who's going to go out and release the buoys.
So why do you think they chose Mary?
I don't know. That was interesting to see her, because it ends up being Mary versus David.
She was awesome in it.
Yeah, versus Shauhin. And yeah, they all three did really great. Shauhin had he got the slow-mo dive. David's dive was bad because his feet came over his head, and so he kind of botched it. He did not look cinematic. He did not look like a hero. He looked a bit like a doofus.
I didn't think he looked that bad.
But Shauhin got a slow motion dive, and Mary just powerhoused her way into it. She stayed right there neck and neck with him the whole way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So they had to jump out. She chose to jump. David and Shauhin dived, and Shauhin's dive was excellent. He did like an Aussie dive, the best he could have hoped for, I think.
Went way down under.
Yeah, and then swam under, because you have to swim under a platform to get to the open area where the buoys are, unhook them, and then place them into little holders. And then you have to swim back under the rest of that platform.
So Mary was right there with him, and she didn't have to do that. So
what do you mean?
she was right in there in the same section
Right.
that Shauhin and David were.
Right.
Kept keeping up with them, and she just jumped in and swam over there.
Oh, you're saying
pulled herself through
her jump versus their dives. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she was a little behind. I mean, she came out last, but it wasn't in any significant way. She remains very close there with them. And so after that, you have to climb up on another platform and go across one of those nets that's suspended in the water. And then you throw the buoy. No, they didn't have the buoy. Sorry, that came with the next stage. Yes. And then you swim to the final platform where you're going to shoot the buoys into baskets. Yes. That's the last stage. So no puzzles in this challenge. And for reward, they had a big fishing kit and a little fishing kit for the first two to finish. So that was the reward portion of it.
Which was pretty cool. Still giving them something they can work with to fuel themselves and the building tools last time to help with their shelter and hopefully be more comfortable. But anyway, then we started pairing off with the others. And once they got through that section,
did we say the
balls released.
We didn't say the sit-outs yet, did we? Star and Kamilla sit out. So they end up having a quick chat, to a meet and greet as they're sitting out.
Yeah.
Okay. David does an unnecessary flip onto that net. But at least he gets highlighted for it by Probst. Yeah, so Mitch and Chrissy.
Yep, Mitch and Chrissy,
for Civa.
Justin and Say, and Eva and Joe.
Yeah.
And Eva and Joe, of course, you could have
did fantastic
that they would get through first.
So they've got two poles, and you have to sort of wedge the pole into the buoy. The buoys have two indentations in them, and then so you get that tension so that you can maintain the buoy that way. And then you have to walk over a balance beam while you do that. If you drop it, you have to go back and start again.
Well, Justin and Shay did fairly well, too. Mm-hmm. I mean, he kind of got there before her, but...
Once they got it going, yeah.
But they got there, so they were second. And then Chrissy...
She ate it. She ate it bad on her first traversal, so they had to go back. Yeah.
Yeah, but they got through
struggling.
It, so they got it done.
And Bianca and Thomas go out next for Loggy after Joe and Eva get to the end, and Bianca promptly whacks Thomas
in the face.
Yeah, with that pole that they're supposed to wedge into the buoy to go over the balance beams.
Well, but at least they finished.
I thought she hurt him bad at first. He was stunned. He just and we see at the end that it did have an effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they finished at the same time as Mitch and Chrissy.
Right.
So they caught them. Mm-hmm. Joe was already shooting when they finished that. Joe was shooting.
Right, already.
The basket.
Yeah. They have to land 5 buoys in the basket that's floating out in the water. And Kevin and Cedrek begin their struggle. A struggle that will continue throughout the entire challenge. And it looked to me like it was Cedrek. Cedrek was the problem.
Oh, yeah. No, there's no question about that. And Charity and Kyle, they get across. And Kevin and Cedrek don't.
They fall again. Yep.
Yes. And
Joe wasn't making baskets, so he trades out with Eva. Yeah.
You go, girl.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
All right. She misses one, and then Joe finally picks it up and puts 4 and 5 in. But
meanwhile, Cedrek and Kevin continue to fall and reset. And here comes Mitch for Civa.
Oh my gosh!
Doing the thing that they absolutely say is gives you the best statistical challenge to hit shots like that. He granny shots it. I bet he knows that Rick Barry thing. 4, 5. Yeah. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, and Civa wins the second place.
It's like bang.
Cedrek and Kevin.
Take a back seat to that, even Joe.
Cedrek and Kevin didn't even make it across the balance beam.
Yeah, they never got a chance to shoot. In the game. So, and that would be tough.
Yeah, Mitch actually sinks those and wins before Joe comes in to get 4 and 5 for Loggy.
Yep. Well,
so Loggy ends up getting second.
3 in, and before Joe got the fourth and fifth ones, Mitch just was like bam, 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 bam.
Yep.
It was over. Well, at least how they edited it anyway.
Yep. So
And I like it that way, so that was good.
Civa wins the massive fishing kit, as Probst describes it.
That's right.
And Lagi gets the smaller one. And Vula is headed back to tribal council
It's a trip back tribal,
a second time.
which is...
Say says it was hard to watch Cedrek. But this
She
is
was
an
getting
easy vote out for Mary.
upset.
Yeah, she was. She was screaming at him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's helpful there, say.
She's got that win
Scream
friends
and
and
complain.
influence people thing down, doesn't she?
Well, it surprised me, though, that Cedrek was crying and that,
When they get back to camp,
And
yeah, he got emotional.
that people always say, don't take responsibility, but
Here's Cedrek. I take most responsibility. And
most
Yes,
of the
yeah,
responsibility.
he's qualifying.
Most.
Was like with the marooning challenge. He did awful on his portion of the challenge.
Yep.
But what did he say? Kevin got hurt. He didn't mention anything about how he was the only person that was not able to get up the ramp.
Well, and he'll understand if he needs to go.
He was crying and Say was crying.
Well, everyone,
Kevin was not
everyone-
crying. He knew
No.
to join in the hug, but there were no tears flowing from Kevin. Maybe
Well,
Cedrek noticed that. I don't know.
Kevin took Cedrek aside and said, look, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm with you. We've got an alliance, but we have to get Say out with her idol. And I'm thinking, really? Will he, can he do it?
I thought that was a really strong pitch.
I did too, and I thought it was going to work. Mm-hmm. And boy, was I wrong. And then Kevin tells Mary, oh, no, you're okay. She
Just
didn't
chill.
really believe him.
Yeah.
And with good reason, because he wasn't the only vote. He just kind of thought he was in control.
He thought he was calling the shots.
He thought he could give her an assurance. And it hadn't really hit me until she said it that not only did she not have a vote, she wasn't allowed to play the shot in the dark.
Because
She didn't have a vote.
Yep.
You have to have a vote.
Just before he talks to Kevin talks to Mary, we see him talk to Justin. He tells Justin the same thing. Hey, I'm with you. This is what we need to do. But that just tripped a switch for Justin, unfortunately.
Well, but we don't see that
How would
yet.
how would you know that if
You would.
how would you know that you're risking? That is so hard. I loved watching all this because I thought Kevin was playing it right, but how would you know it set off warning bells with Justin
Best
like
laid
that?
plans. Well, they save that for later. Cedrek just says, no, I can't vote for, I won't vote for Say. Mm-hmm. And so he just goes and tells Say that, look, Kevin wants you out. Well, he didn't say Kevin.
How much can you conceal your emotions, he asked her.
Yeah.
So he was speaking her language
He was
for sure.
Thinking, so
And play your
have
idol.
To play your idol tonight.
Yeah.
And vote Mary, and then Mary will go home. And
Cedrek
she did
really
ask who was doing
Yeah,
it.
Cedrek, he fumbled this pretty
he
bad.
did.
I want to have my cake and eat it too, he tells us in the confessional, but it's not, she's smart. It's not like she's not aware of what's going on.
she
The
is
guys are
smart.
aligned.
She is strategic.
Yeah.
Obviously, she and Justin are the most strategic at this point. But then I just said,
I liked how she played
no
it with
clue.
Justin.
What did she say with Justin?
She said, yeah, we're going to vote Mary, but she tells us in the confessional too, I'm actively planting seeds against Kevin in this discussion with Justin. She just didn't know how quick it was going to grow.
No, I don't think anyone did. I know I didn't.
So we
when
see-
Justin takes Cedrek aside
Right. See them talking.
and says, "Look, we need
We need to take
we
out
need to
Kevin.
send Kevin home.
Yeah.
Look,
We
he
need
is a player."
need to get him before he gets us. Yeah, he was
Yes.
spooked at this point.
Well, and I don't know. I kind of thought Cedrek was kind of relieved that he didn't even have to do all that other.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
And so I wasn't sure if Say would even play her idol, to be honest. I thought she might hold it back, but she may not have trusted them as much
to her credit,
Yes.
after seeing all that goofiness on
Yes.
46, if she had done that.
Play it.
Yeah.
You've
And
got
so
to get through this one first.
her big question, she tells the camera before she, in her confessional before they head off to tribal council, is who's going to be coming back with me? She hadn't completely figured that out.
She coming
I
back,
guess.
but
Yeah.
she didn't know if it was Mary or Kevin. But
Yep.
one of them wasn't.
Tribal Council, night 5. Propes hit say with the first question. Where you want to start?
And she talks about her core 4. Mm-hmm. And of course, Probst jumped all over that.
Right.
Oh, so, I'm guessing Mary's on the bottom like she thinks then.
Yeah, say got really cocky too.
Yeah, a little bit, I thought, too
But-
much over the top.
Maybe it was part of her setup
Yeah, I
too,
guess.
to help sell it hard on Kevin. We don't know if she had a conversation with Cedrek and Justin to lock all that in. How much did she really
Okay.
know?
Now, why though? Why? If Kevin's got this strategy going, why would he hang his head like that and
It was a lot of
make all these gestures,
big reactions.
knowing that Probst's gonna pick up on
Right.
that and call him on it? I mean, come on, you've seen the show, of course.
Well, he didn't give
Probst
too much
is
away in his answers to Probst, though. He said, well, this is just what you're seeing going back and forth between Mary and Say here. It's a reflection of our tribe's disunity right now.
Yeah, and
I don't think Probst likes Justin. Justin, I could see why. Justin's giving wishy-washy answers. He's not really saying anything. He does answer, but he manages. There's no content in his answers. But Probst definitely was busting his chops a bit at this tribal council.
I missed something when Justin was saying tonight's about what we're something. And I
Confirming what we know.
missed- Oh yeah. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Because I saw
There are all these
I heard
wishes.
it later on.
Yeah.
But okay. Yeah, that's what he said. I knew it was something, but I'd forgot. Okay, and
I like some of the back and forth between Mary and Say.
yeah, and then Say pops up and says, "Well, for her, tonight is about who I can trust."
And just before that, Mary said, well, last time was a focus on trust. I suspect this one will be too.
What was Cedrek going on about some differences on the vote? What was he saying? Obviously, I'm not sure it was very succinctly, but
Well, I'm not sure exactly what he was saying before that. I don't have that level of detail in my notes, but he quipped something about coming there for therapy, and Probst jumped all over that. Said, well, if I'm your therapist, you're in a world of hurt.
yeah.
He got asked what does Say's answer mean, and he tried to spin it into, hey, we're here for some therapy, and that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it wasn't
Well-
well received.
And Mary was like, "Yeah, well, we can't solve this distrust. She's not seeing that's going to happen. She might change her mind now, but that was her point of view at the time."
That would be Say's big win if she's able to pull Mary around full circle and into an alliance for whatever her next step is.
Oh, and Justin, I don't know, being just elusive maybe is a good word. But, oh, well, this game's got to keep going forward. And, tonight's going to confirm what we know about everything. But he's confident that someone's dreams are getting crushed tonight.
Well, and that was part of what he was saying. You have to crush a dream to keep a dream. I really like that. I like that part of what he said.
Well, he said basically crush their dreams for us to keep going and move forward.
To keep our dream. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
But I was like, ooh, I really thought he was closer with Kevin than that. I believed it.
I wanted to backtrack for a second, too, and say I thought it was interesting when Say told Mary, I didn't say I was voting for you. That should have spooked Kevin a little bit, but it did not.
I really don't think it entered his mind that she would.
Right.
I don't think he, for a second, thought that Cedrek would go tell her.
Oh, no.
I don't think
Well, and
gave
he's
that a thought.
jumping ahead a little bit. He did say, I've been blindsided. So the votes go through.
That was obvious.
And they vote, and now Probst ask, and yes, Say does play the idol. Good on her. And Kevin's a little shocked when that happens.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so
But
we see
you
one.
can see in his face, he still had no clue. And I am certain that I saw him thinking, oh, well, I tried, Mary, but, couldn't save you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought he's still got no clue what's coming at him.
1 vote for Say does not count. 1 vote for Kevin. 2 votes for Kevin.
And he looked over.
He was just in shock.
Yes, he was. And then Mary's like, I didn't have a vote.
Oh, that's right. When the first vote came in, he whipped around and looked back her way.
Well, I believe he was looking at Justin, too.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't have a vote.
Right.
I didn't do it. And Probst only read 2, but there's 3 for him, because if it had been for anyone else, he would have read it.
Yeah, and that's all you needed with that few votes.
Needed. Yep.
Yeah.
So, everybody that
lost my USB.
Yes, you did.
Week 2.
Ow.
Yeah. Well, it was some great gameplay, though. Interesting to see how it all played out, and I think this tribe is doomed. I don't think they have a shot at winning until they've only got 3 players, unless they somehow get Cedrek out. And, Cedrek did not want to lose Say at this vote.
He didn't.
She will not reciprocate that. She'll be more than happy to vote him out.
Well, if it's him or her, for sure.
He does not have what she has, and she's playing well above all of them at this point.
What was that? Kevin said, well, no tribe unity.
Yeah. Good job, guys.
He said good job, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
once he recovered from the shock.
It seemed to hurt a bit coming out, but he did do it.
So this was, I like this episode. I like the fun moments, the goofy stuff, the journey challenge.
There was so much in it. This feels like the content was way more than the 2 hours last
premiere,
week.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
Yeah. It flowed better.
Oh my goodness. And now we went here and we went there and we went here.
Some good tribe time, interesting developments, and then the gameplay when it came time to vote, all of that. I was engaging, and we had to go back and look at several things.
Yeah, and poor Kevin's going to have to go nurse his wounds. I think that's probably why he said, okay, this was fun, but I just want some peace and quiet now,
Yeah.
Everybody go away, leave me alone.
Well, with that...
Let me be crushed.
I don't know if it was on his Instagram or where that was, where he had posted it, where he talked about it took several months to heal the damage that had done on day 1. I liked how he said it, day 1, hour 1, where he got hurt. I was thinking, well, he won't make it to the end. He'll go out on a medical.
Well, didn't go out on a medical.
No, it was pure gameplay.
Yep. So I think that's so much better, though. I hate to see someone who really came to play and play hard go out on a medical.
Yeah, and he definitely played hard.
Okay, you had in the game.
Mm-hmm.
At least you got to play it. And it was dramatic, and yep, you got blindsided.
So overall, good episode for you too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually liked it more than the premiere.
Yes, me too. And something about all the different aspects of the way the tribe time section played out, I'm liking the cast more than after the premiere. I mean, a part of that's familiarity, sure, but it's good and interesting to see how everybody's playing and to see how certain elements of gameplay are doing that classic thing where it scares someone to the point of, I got to get rid of this.
Yep.
To see Shauhin realize that Thomas is playing on a different level.
But it's a really good episode when you lose your USB. And you still enjoyed the episode a lot.
Enjoyed the heck out of it. Yeah.
It's like, I should be more sad, but that was just awesome.
Yeah, well played.
Even if it was my USB.
Yeah. Next time on Survivor.
Where is Mary running to? And Si's like, Mary?
Say.
And then say. And she follows her to the beach. But it was saying animal noises continue. What animal noises?
I don't know what that was about.
Well, but
I don't know if that subtitle was for something else.
Yeah, but it's like, what? Animal noises? What is she running to? What is she hearing?
Sometimes that's actually just something that happened before that was still on the screen. Yeah, with the subtitles.
It does get delayed sometimes, so I don't know. But anyway, guess we'll find out next week what she's running.
We seem to have that same audio problem watching the live stream off Paramount Plus again, where the music is too loud over a lot of the dialogue. But when we rewatched the first episode the other night, I don't remember experiencing that at all when we watched. So I think the mix
recorded.
Yeah, I think the mix might be different between those two. I don't know. We'll have to check it again. Okay, so looks like we got back to next time on Survivor. We got a classic blindfold challenge coming up, and Kamilla is one of the callers. And you proceed to see who is it? It's David running into all kinds of things.
Yeah, David was the blindfolded, along with Kamilla was leading David, Mitch, and Chrissy, and Charity and Kyle were sitting out, and also Bianca and Eva were sitting out on the other
Sitting
track.
out for logging.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Thomas tells Star that he wants her to unlock the idol, and we can control the vote. And it looked like Bianca was there too. And Star says, the perfect plan.
Yeah. Well, and you get to see the result of Bianca whacking Thomas in that shot. Did you notice?
I didn't know.
Thomas has got a black eye.
Oh,
Yeah.
ouch. Okay.
I'm assuming it was from that.
Well,
and then we
probably,
get a maniacal laugh from Thomas for
Yep.
something he's got cooked up. I've got to think it's not actually in Star's favor, that was all part of some elaborate con he's running on her.
Not unless he can, use her for something. But that was a laugh that, told a story.
Yeah, so there's some trouble brewing, and Eva highlighted it and really set it off when she so bluntly said, well, you don't want to sit out me and Joe and Shauhin. We can sit out Star, and that helps highlight for Thomas. You see how he's already thinking about alliances and things, that maybe he needs to be on guard and watch more there. Maybe he needs to find another way to get a majority in that alliance.
Well, would they have won the challenge, maybe, if Star had played and not sat out, so that, because she used to play basketball.
Yeah, semi-pro.
Would she, let's face it, Joe and Eva were awesome, but Mitch was above awesome.
Yes.
But would Star have made a difference?
It's a great question.
I'm not sure how, because Eva and Joe were, especially Eva, just whoop.
Yep, she was on fire for the first three.
Maybe if Star had already gotten a couple of those, they might have beaten them. So, but anyway.
Well, I don't think Vula's going to win the next one.
Well, I was just thinking about that. Well, that's funny you said that. I was thinking, I don't know if they have anybody strong enough to bet, but they're going to have to. The other people are sitting out, so those people get to rest.
Do you think Cedrek's going to quit?
I kind of think he should, but don't quit, Cedrek.
No, there's never should
you guys
quit.
I know, but I think he should have surrendered tonight because he was awful. But okay, that's enough.
Well, like Kevin went to him and said, "Look, it's not about that."
No,
Kevin was totally fine keeping
numbers, him, but he can't be trusted with that.
And more specifically about the trust
he
that comes with
really in the alliance with you and Justin, Kevin. He was more Justin and Cedrek.
I suspect he's going to fail again.
Cedrek?
Yes.
Yeah.
They might make him the caller, although you'd probably want Mary or Say to be the caller. Say can clearly get loud.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do not think they'll choose him as the caller.
But, that would be how he would blow it.
And I don't know if Justin really talks real loud or not, but you'd think he would. Maybe calling out pizza orders or something, but anyway.
That blindfold challenge could just be reward, too. There could be another actual immunity challenge.
Possible.
Yeah.
That is possible.
They like the combos at this point, especially when they're running journeys.
Let's see. Why couldn't Cedrek do okay in that challenge if he's the, obviously.
If he just has to follow directions.
We saw Bianca and Eva sitting out, so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so nobody gets to sit out Vula.
No.
What am I thinking?
No.
So they all have to play. So definitely
Right. All
he's
4
playing.
of them. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why they're going to lose again because Cedrek's still in there.
Like, Well, it depends on what all they have to do, I guess. And if they've got, if they've got Say or Mary, they'll be dragging them. They'll be, Say won't hold back. She yelled at him all this challenge. So, she'll yell at him if he's not doing, and she'll direct it right to him. So, if I were them, I
she's
probably would let
the caller.
her be the caller.
Yeah.
Because we know she can be loud and yell over everybody else. So I think she would be a great caller. But we don't know what all the others have to do that are blindfolded. So, but like I said, we've not seen him doing anything really well.
Cedrek?
So far.
He just solved that one puzzle so Say could get the immunity idol.
Yeah, he did good with that. Yeah. So if they have a puzzle, maybe. Because Stephanie was doing puzzles and not very well. And Kevin. So I don't know who's going to do puzzles now. But okay, we'll see.
Who do you think Vula will vote out if they go a 3rd time? How's that going to play? They're just going to fall back and knock Mary out, assuming she doesn't find an advantage or idol in that where she goes racing off into the jungle trying to lose Say.
I think that Say could even be willing to befriend Mary and pull her in with Cedrek because she doesn't trust Just because he's more devious. And she probably can see that because he's the one that went after Kevin and turned on him. So
it would be, that he would be the biggest represented threat left in the tribe.
I think so.
And she's pretty good about identifying the highest risk and going after it.
And I think Cedrek would just go along with her probably. Even if he argued about it, I don't know that he would go against her.
Mm-hmm.
She'd badger him if nothing else. No, we have to vote this way. But, I would imagine they will all be out there looking for a re-hidden idol.
So on Loggy, I don't know if Thomas and Bianca, even if they pull Star somehow, I don't know that they won't have an in with Eva. Their only hope probably is to pull Shauhin, but...
Well, my thought is... how would they
Shauhin may do that to get rid of Joe.
Let's see. If here's how they could do it. If Thomas gets Star they help her solve, and he and Star and Bianca vote for Eva, then and the other 3, Eva, Joe, and Shauhin,
think they're voting for Star.
They think they're voting Star.
Right.
But she plays her idol, and Eva goes home.
Okay.
That way, Thomas and Bianca then will feel like they could have a stronger tribe and maybe play with Shauhin and Joe? Or would they see Eva as the lesser threat and get rid of Joe or Shauhin? I mean, how far are they willing to go with that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Shauhin has talked to him, but I think Shauhin prefers to work with Joe versus Thomas.
Sure, yeah. Well,
even though they're supposed
Thomas spooked
to.
him.
Yeah, he did. So that could go either way. They could, if they played it that way, they could take out any of those 3.
And it still looks like Charity's slotted to go if Civa were to have to go to tribal council.
Yeah.
They're not going to give up Mitch before they give up Charity.
Oh, I don't think they will. But, and I've not seen her do anything that was extremely impressive physically in the challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Though, Chrissy isn't doing as well. And by rights, they probably should. But I don't think Kyle or David would be willing to let her go. I kind of think they like her and they like the loyalty. She's in their alliance, and so I think it would be Charity or Mitch because Mitch is sided with Charity.
That move Kamilla put on Charity that stuck. I thought that might wear off, but Charity's still.
Boy, were we wrong about her? She's awesome.
Yeah. Yes, she is. Yeah.
And,
all right, recapping, fantastic episode.
And Joe's playing better, strategically. than I thought he would.
I think we're seeing his
actually.
limits, though.
Yeah, I do too. Because
And to his
ran
credit,
this-
he seemed to know immediately, I need more help. This isn't,
I need more help with
I
this.
can't solve this
I
for
don't want to get in
Star.
trouble.
Yeah.
Said, well, he knew to run to Shauhin too, and I think Shauhin was exactly the person to turn it over to kind
Mm-hmm.
of say, hey, what are we going to do here? But I'm still thinking Vula could lose again.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say if Vula loses, it's Justin. If Civa loses, it's Charity. And if Loggy loses, I don't know.
No, right now
Would
it's Star.
Star really want to go with Thomas and Bianca over Shauhin and Joe? Though Shauhin,
Does seem like a given that they'll solve that, right?
yeah,
And she'll end up with an idol.
somebody will solve it.
Star will.
But anyway, I'm not sure about who's going to go on that one.
I think Vula will go different than what you're thinking.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think Cy will value Justin's ability in the challenges more than Cedrik's, and even though Justin represents a greater strategic threat, she'll
might
opt.
want to work with him.
Yes, because Justin, Mary, and Say could win
Yeah.
a challenge.
If
I
they
don't
get
think
rid-
they win anything that Cedric's in.
Okay, I can totally see that too.
If Cedric's in the critical path.
That is a very good point because she does. I think she does respect the strategy.
Because
and the
three's
ability to do
something
that.
she could work with.
Yeah.
We've seen the power of a 3 in a merge and how they can
Yes.
flip flop, carve off until they've got a majority alliance that they can control with. And
Well,
Mary's
yeah.
smart, Say smart, Justin smart. That could be the right ingredients.
Well, Cedric's smart. He's just not good in the challenges.
Well, he's not good in the
But-
challenges, and he's not strategically playing at the same level as Justin and Say
But when they start
that we can see.
wanting to take their loyalty numbers into a merge or a mix up, you know, then you're looking at things a little bit differently.
Yep. Different
And
criteria
they gotta
there.
think they're gonna if they lose again, you gotta think they're gonna shake it up. They're not gonna want to keep playing 3 tribe members. They're gonna shake it up somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, surely, because that's just it becomes not fun when you have such tiny teams, and they have planned their challenges for more people in them. So.
Yeah, and that's the right place to do it. If you get down to 15, you should shuffle.
Yeah.
So you can do a 5-5-5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. So who does she want to move forward with?
Mm-hmm.
If they are talking about it, they may not be talking about it, but you would think around those numbers they would start talking about a shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
So
Expect that might happen. How about a JSFL update?
I can do that. Okay, John R. is in first place with 11 points. That doesn't often happen this early in the season.
No?
No. And there are 17 people who lost their USB.
Me.
Sorry, honey. 46 people lost a safe point. Was that, you didn't lose one.
No. But I did go incredibly bold, so I was very nervous because I had Mary safe, I had Star safe, and I had Charity and Chrissy safe, wanting to get some safe points off of
You
them.
called that what?
Bold.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, and congratulations to the 5 people who gained a vote-off point.
Yeah, 5. Surprise. Okay.
5. Awesome.
Yep.
Good call.
Yep.
Side challengers. With 8 points, we have Anderson, Johnny, Justin, Lisa Ray, and Robert. With 7 points, we have Jeremiah, Parker, Rebecca, and Stacy. And with 6 points, we have Drew.
Drew, back-to-back tough weeks there, 3 and 3. This is a rough start.
It's early.
Yeah, it is early.
He could stay there all season and still win.
Yes, that's true.
That's the way the numbers go.
Or not lose, as the side challenge really pivots on.
Yes.
Well, we've done the broad strokes of the recap here, but we're anxious and curious to hear your thoughts about the Week 2 episode. If you'd like to join us in the next listener feedback show on Saturday, you can call and leave a voicemail, 206-350-1547, toll free 844-643-8737. You can always record your own audio. Sometimes you can get much better quality that way and attach it to an email. Or if you're not quite ready for the whole audio aspect of the podcast, you can just send it in an email to Joanne and Stacy Show at gmail.com, and either I or Joanne will read it into the listener feedback show on your behalf. Feedback is due noon Eastern time on Saturdays, and we ask that you keep it in that 3-minute range so that we can get everybody in. Looking forward to hearing your assessment of the Castaways, how it might have changed after this week's gameplay, who impressed you the most, who do you think's playing the best, and who is in jeopardy of being voted out next, and what might be your humble trait. Yes, looking forward to hearing what your humble trait may be.
Humble trait.
Yeah.
That my brain doesn't work.
The charities thing, humble traits,
I know that,
the janky toes, the extra nipples, the deep belly buttons, the 10-year calluses.
I feel like my list would be way too long.
Let's see, what's one of mine? I've always had some that I wanted to use if I got on there. I think it would be that I had horns that were removed, and you can actually feel them.
They're still there.
Well, no, that's the residual horns that are there.
Okay, definitely. Yes, I agree.
Oh, looking forward to hearing some of that from you guys too. Anything else?
Not that I can think of at this moment.
All right, have a good one.